Screamers, and I'm at Dragon Con 2011 asking fans if you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
Marty McFly.
And Marty, if you could build a time machine, what would you build it out of besides a DeLorean?
Probably a Toyota SR5 extended cab pickup truck. That is hot.
Silk Spectre from Watchmen.
And Spectra, can you tell me if you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
Bacon.
That sounds tasty.
It wouldn't be. I'm a vegetarian.
The Doctor.
Rose Tyler.
If you could make a time machine, what would you two make it out of?
Well, I already did. Something like this. So, there you go.
How about you?
Well, I don't need to make one. I get to travel in the TARDIS.
That's. Does it cost anything? Is it like 20 cents from your time period?
Nah, just kind of picked it up.
Picked it up?
He stole it.
Oh. Well, I won't tell nobody.
Thank you.
The TARDIS.
And I know you're a time machine already, but if you could make a time machine, what would it be made out of?
Well, I'm made out of cloth, so that works pretty good for me right now.
C-3PO.
And CP30, if you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of? And now you know. R2-D2, if you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of? And that's what I thought he would say. Grizza. And if you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of? Yup, yup. A yup, yup. There you have it, folks. That's Chewbacca. And if you could make a time machine, Chewie, what would you make it out of? And there you have it. He said the Millennium Falcon.
Chitara.
Chitara, if you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
I would make it out of my old Betamax and just hit pause until the future and then rewind.
Beta, I remember betas.
I do too. I think I've still got an old Sony that still works.
Cyclops.
Cyclops, if you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
I think I'd make it out of cigar butts. But there's a reason, because every single one that Logan wastes is something that could be used. So if you take all of those and put them together and make a good cause out of it, a time machine, perhaps we can heal people or something with it.
The Blues Brothers.
And you two, would you know how to make a time machine, and what would you make it out of?
Well, we'd start by putting a new cigarette lighter in the Monaco.
Yeah. We would probably use an old Mount Prospect police car. Yeah. It's got a 440 cubic inch plant, cop tires, cop shocks. It's a year model before catalytic converter, so it'll run good on regular gas.
Does it get away from cops and nuns?
Yes, ma'am.
Nuns with rulers?
Sometimes.
I've heard about your guys' trouble. And are you on a mission?
We are. We're on a mission from God.
As you can tell, he's very silent. If you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of? Or, and may I have a hug?
Xandar.
And Xandar, if you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
Yeah, I think I'll make it out of a DeLorean.
A DeLorean, has that been done already?
Yeah, I don't think so, but I would set the time to 1985 and I go right back there, you know?
Would you look for your sister?
Now, you know, I think I'd look for maybe an almanac or something like that, you know?
May I have a hug? He's going to actually make it out of a his tank.
Sean Shanetti, Marty Mercury, and we are the Cockers! Yeah!
If you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
I would make it out of oatmeal and Pop-Tarts, strawberry, yummy.
And I would make it out of Crisco and leg warmers.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
Marcy Tabor.
And what are you, Marcy?
I am a fourth doctor.
And if you can make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
Well, obviously I'm a little partial to phone boxes, police phone call boxes, but they're a little difficult to find nowadays. So just about any kind of nice little box that you can get, but it has to have a good timey-wimey wonky thingy going on with it, because otherwise it just totally messes everything up.
I don't think you really could make a time machine out of a cell phone, could you?
No, they're just a little too compact. They keep making them smaller and smaller now, and it's just not efficient.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? You're a doctor, and I bet you eventually you'll figure it out too.
Well, you know, you can do just about anything with a sonic screwdriver, so.
Billy Joe Ray Bob.
And who are you?
I'm the Western Green Lantern.
And he says, yeehaw. And if you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
Wagon wheels and whiskey carts.
Joshua as the Crow.
And Joshua as the Crow. If you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
I guess I'd have to say the blood of my enemies.
And may I have a hug since you are my brother?
Marty McFly.
And?
Dr. Emmett Brown.
And Marty, if you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
Well, not to sound cliche, but probably have to go with the DeLorean. It's tried and true.
And nothing out of a Pepsi Free or a Tab or anything like that?
I'd keep some in there.
You'll probably feel it on it. And Doc, what would you make a time machine out of?
I would have to go with a DeLorean. Nothing better than a DeLorean. Besides, the stainless steel construction causes a flux dispersal. Well,
Yeah, all that stuff that I would never be able to keep up with. You know, I hear you made a time machine out of something else too.
oh yeah, what would that be?
Maybe a locomotive?
Oh yes, well, you know, if you don't have a gasoline burning engine, I guess a locomotive is the best next thing.
I'm Buddy the Elf.
And Buddy, if you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
What's a time machine? I want one.
You want one?
Yes.
Did you ask Santa?
Yes, well, Santa, you know, he brings you what you want, but I don't know if he can fit that on a sleigh.
Oh, I think Santa can do anything.
I like Smiling. Smiling's my favorite.
Smile's your favorite?
Yes.
Can I have a hug?
Yes. You can have two.
Two.
1, 2.
Who is this with you?
I'm kind of scared because she's a bad guy.
She's a bad guy. She looks too sexy to be a bad guy.
And she's really on the naughty list.
Is she on a naughty list?
I've been on the naughty list for a long time. Can you help me?
No, I think that she can help you.
Oh, okay. Well, I like Smiling and hugs, so I'll see if she likes that.
I'm sure she'd like a smiling and a hug.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Help me, please.
This.
If you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
Well, I would make a time machine out of my victims. The Scourge can be piled together and turned into a time machine.
Oh, well, you know what? He actually is intimidating and scares me.
Well, I should, and you should be afraid.
You're not going to make me out of a time machine, are you?
No, I'll steal your soul later.
Ada Wong.
And what are you from?
I'm from Resident Evil.
If you can make a time machine, and I know that you can go through time, because you kill a lot of zombies, right?
Yes, I do.
If you could make a time machine to deal with zombies, what would you make it out of?
It would have to be made of shotguns and swords, so that when you go back in time, if there are any zombies, all the weapons are ready to go.
This is Retro Screamers, and I'm with a cow.
Eat grass.
You heard that? Don't let the cow eat the grass. Can you tell us anything, cow, that we don't know?
Moo. I'm Wayne.
And?
Garth.
And what do you guys, if you were to make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
I'd probably make mine out of a guitar, right? Yeah.
Yeah, probably like drumsticks or chicks.
Or chicks? You know, I've heard about him with chicks.
Yeah, he's a pretty gnarly dude. Yeah.
Say that again.
Swing! Swing!
Can you guys do extreme?
Extreme close up!
Sloth!
And Sloth, if you could make a time machine, what would you make it out of?
Ruth! Ruth! Baby! Ruth!
Baby Ruth, can I have a hug? Aw.
Hi, this is Miss Elizabeth.
Miss Elizabeth, are you a wrestler?
No, I just manage Macho Man.
She's got a lot to manage there.
I do indeed.
She's got such a sexy voice.
Thank you.
If you could build a time machine, what would you build it out of?
A time machine. Probably the most strongest wrestlers around. I get them to build it.
And there you have it. May I have a hug?
Yes. Thank you so much. Did you want Mr. Macho Man here to say
let's
something?
get Macho Man on here.
Say something.
180 degrees! What? 360!
What? Is there a microphone?
Oh my gosh! Is that Roddy Piper?
Let me tell you this. You just better give the microphone over to me, because if anybody here knows how to use a microphone, it's me, right? All right? Why throw rocks at a man that has a machine gun? That's all I gotta say, okay? I got the microphone. Everything else is kosher after that.
I got someone over here too. I think it's the Iron Sheik. Who might you be?
I am the Iron Sheik. I come to the Atlanta in the Marriott Marquis this night, this evening. I break you with my knee, and then I